Hey guys, what's up? Today we will start the development of our trading bot. So for this video, you're going to need a Robinhood account, so just follow the link in the description to get that set up. You get a free stock while doing so as well. The other thing you're going to need is PyCharm downloaded. So I have a video on that as well. You can just go to the link in the description and get that downloaded and set up. Okay, so once when you've done those two things, the next thing we need to do is open up PyCharm and create a new project. And just click new project. And let's call it Robinhood Trading Bot. And a virtual environment is okay. I'm using Python 3.5. Actually, we're going to want to change this to 3.8. And then hit create. And it's going to take a second to index and set up your virtual environment, so I'll be right back when that's finished. Okay, so it's done indexing. It gives you some sample code right off the bat. We don't really need this stuff, so I'm just going to delete it. So the first thing we're going to need to do is actually install the API, which allows us to interact with Robinhood. It lets us place buy and sell orders, and it makes our lives really easy. So this is the API, and I'm actually going to post a link to this in the description. You don't need to go to this page, but the instructions are here to install it. It's really easy to install. We just use pip install, so I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to go to the terminal on PyCharm and paste it. And after it's finished installing, if you don't see any red, then it probably worked. And just to test that, we're going to import it. And I'm importing it as Robinhood. That just makes it easier to type. And if you don't see any red here, then it probably worked. You can run it just to verify. And exit code 0 means everything ran properly and the installation went through. So the first thing we need to do is actually log into our Robinhood account. So to do that, what we're going to do is make a function, and we'll call it login. And to log in, you just do robinhood.login. And this will be your username and password. So your username would go here. And then the second parameter is your password. And I'm actually going to move this to a separate file just so that I don't need to edit out my username and password, and it will be in its own file. So we'll do file, new file. And we'll call it login.py. And we'll just paste that login method here, and we need to import Robinhood, obviously. And then from our main.py, we will import the login file. And to log in, we just do login.login, and that will log us in. I'm going to put in my real credentials now and edit this part out. Okay, so I've put in my real credentials. Now to test this out, let's place a buy order. And to place a buy order, it's really simple. You just do robinhood.buy, and there's all these different options. You can do fractional shares, options, limit orders. We're just going to be using the market orders. So I'll double click that. And then the parameters it receives are your ticker symbol and the number of shares. And then everything else you don't need to worry about except for extended hours. We want to use extended hours. So for the ticker, we'll do Tesla. And we'll do 1 share. And then we'll set extended hours to true. And let's run this and see if it actually places a market order to buy Tesla. Okay, so exit code 0 means everything ran properly and it actually placed the market order. So let's check on Robinhood to make sure it actually did that. And if we go to Tesla and we go to the orders, we'll see that our market order is actually queued right now. So queued means it got placed, but it hasn't actually been processed yet. And that's because the market is closed. It's actually a weekend right now. So we won't actually see the order going through. But if the market was open, this would actually place the order and execute it instantly. So when you're trying this on your own, be careful with that. If you actually want to buy a Tesla share, you can do that. Otherwise, you want to follow this tutorial when the market is closed during nights and weekends. But we're going to cancel this. We know it's working. Let's go back to PyCharm, and I'll show you guys how to sell as well. So it's just robinhood.sell, and it's the same exact thing, order by market, order sell market, and it's going to be Tesla, and we'll do 1 share, and extended hours as well. And let's comment this out so that we don't buy another share, and we'll run this. Cool, so now without refreshing, it shows up right away. Robinhood is that good. We have the sell order right here, and it's queued as well. For 1 share, so we know it's working. And if you notice over here, it says good till canceled. when we went over here and did Control P, we saw time enforced GTC. So by default, it cancels when you cancel it manually. So that order will pretty much stay there forever if you don't cancel it. So now let's just clean up our code a little bit and put these into methods so that we can easily call them. So we'll make a buy method. And we'll have it receive the ticker we want to buy and the number of shares we want to purchase. And we'll just copy and paste this code in there. So we'll actually put a print statement in here as well so we know when we're triggering this buy method. So we'll say print, and then I'll use an f-string. F-strings allow you to input variables into your strings, which is super cool. So we'll say buying number of shares of, and then the ticker. So this will say buying, 1 share of Tesla. And then let's input our variables in the places they need to go. So the ticker for ticker and then the number of shares for the number of shares. And we will do the same thing for the sell order. So we'll make this sell and we'll say selling. And this will change to sell. And then let's just call our functions to make sure they're working. And let's run it and make sure those orders come through. So we see buying 1 share, selling 1 share. In here, if we refresh, we should see, all right, there we go. So we have all of our orders come through. We have the 1 share we just bought, and then we have the sell order coming through right after. So let's cancel all of these. And you'll notice there was 3. That was probably from earlier. I forgot to cancel it. But now everything is canceled, so we're good to go. Okay guys, so the next thing we need to do is actually be able to get the ticker price of Tesla. So as the market is open, this price is constantly changing. So we want to be able to get it, as it changes. So to do that, let's write a method. We'll call it getTickerPrice. And we'll receive the ticker we want to check. And to get the ticker price, it's super simple. You just do robinhood .get latest, and then you give it the actual ticker, and this receives a list. You can actually pass a list of tickers in here and it will return multiple prices. So since we're passing 1 ticker in, all we want is the first element of that list, since the list will only have 1 value, and we're going to want to return this. So let's test that out. We're actually going to print get ticker price and we'll pass it Tesla. And when I run this, it should return 677. So let's try that out. All right, so we see we're printing out 677. So that is working properly. So what we're going to want to do is get this price throughout the day as the market is open. So what we're going to do is we're going to write a while loop. So we'll say while true. We'll say price is equal to get current price, get ticker price, and then we'll say Tesla. And then we'll print the price. And then I also noticed I have a little typo right here. We'll just lowercase that and fix it here. And then after we get the price, we want to do a sleep. We don't want to be calling Robinhood a million times in this for loop. That might piss them off and they'll ban our IP. So we'll import this library called sleep. Or it's actually called time, not sleep, I'm sorry. And after we get the price, we'll sleep for a second. Or let's do 5 seconds. I'm going to change my mind again. We'll do 3 seconds. I don't want to wait 5 seconds. And let's run this. Every time this loops through, we should see the price being updated. So we'll run this. So 677, and then 3 seconds later, another price. So over here, we would, theoretically be able to do some logic. We get the price. We say, oh, if it changed by this amount, then we're going to want to buy. If it did this, then we're going to want to sell. So this is really cool because now we have a continuous loop running, checking the price. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to stop the video here. We have a good starting point for our bot. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and make that Robinhood account so that you can follow along. The link will be in the description. And don't forget to watch the previous video where I'm actually showing you guys how to set up PyCharm and Python. You will need that as well for this tutorial. I'll see you guys in the next one.